How's it going, guys? Today's project, we're going to be working on getting in the new race seat, this seat right here. So this seat is the Sparco Sprint. It is the third or fourth revision of the seat right now. It's a great seat. It's lightweight, it's small, it's FIA rated, it's tubular, so it's a little bit heavier than a composite seat. But overall, it's a great fit for the Miata, and if you're looking for a nice budget seat, you can get these seats all day for about $350. This seat comes 5-point harness ready, which is great. Has all those FIA ratings like I talked about before, so you know you're gonna be safe, secure, and you'll be able to do any type of competitive racing that you'd like. The only downside to this seat that I can really think of is that it's a little narrow. I'm not, a small guy. I'm also not gigantic. It's a size 34 waist is what I have in American. And this seat fits me just right. It's a little bit tight. You do have to take your phone and your wallet out of your pocket when you want to go driving. But for, a car that I can sit in and drive, and I'm not driving on 6-hour road trips every day or commuting to work in it, it's honestly the perfect seat. Keeps me nice and secure, especially on the track. So now we're going to go over the install of that now. So the first thing you're going to need on top of the racing seat is brackets. You can use non-Miata specific ones. You can cut the lump and drill through the floor mount them, however way you want to mount them, make them yourself. You are going to need some kind of mounting mechanism to get this safely secured to the bottom of your car. We're also running a 5-point harness here, so you need our Submariner belt that we have right here and plated to the bottom. And a few other items like bolts for the back here, which you're going to need a plate in order so you don't rip through the floor of your car. These are belt brackets. They work awesome. They make the seat sit real low. I like to sit a little bit higher, so mine sits a little bit higher there. This seat will sit a little bit lower just to accommodate more people. Obviously, no other people really drive my car, so I don't really care about adjustment there. So we're just going to max this out in the furthest back and lowest position we can to accommodate the most amount of people. The most important thing is always making sure that it fits in a test fit. So, we have some door bars, and we had to hammer the tunnel out a little bit, but as you can tell, it fits like a glove. I pre-measured this. I knew it fit from the other side. It did require a little bit of hammering in the tunnel right here and massaging that down, but you really wouldn't have those kinds of clearance issues on the passenger side if you didn't have a door bar like this. So for this next part, we screwed in the 2 bolts right up here where we want this. This is where we want the bracket to sit. We do have to drill 2 additional holes in the back here and the back right here. We're not going to be using these bolts right here. It makes the seat sit a little too high from the back. First thing you're always going to want to do anything like this is make sure you don't have anything underneath it. You have no cables, no electrics, no fuel lines, anything like that. So now we're just going to drill. Yeah, we've now drilled both of the holes there, so now we're going to test fit them with the bolts and with the seat drilled into this. Anytime you're drilling through the floor like this, you're always going to want to put a reinforcement plate through it. Bolt just goes through like that. You have a washer and a nut on the back, and it holds it safe and secure and spreads across that force that you'll get from the seat evenly across that floor. Now that you've drilled your holes and all your things are ready to put in these brackets, we're actually going to mount it to the seat and test fit it with that in there, and then if we can, get the rear bolts in with that. It's a lot easier to do the brackets outside the car and bolt it to the ground than it is to bolt the seat inside there. The tolerances are so tight on the side right here, you won't easily be able to get in there. Now after you have the brackets all lined up, you're going to go through and tighten down these bolts. You don't want to over tighten them. I don't know if there's actually a torque spec for these, but you can crack the little retainer that's inside it. So try not to get over the top of it. Plus we're not going to be probably fully bolting this down yet because it's really hard to eyeball these bracket locations. So we're probably going to move it around a few times once it's in there. Now this part's 100% use case dependent. I'm running a Submariner here, so I have to remember to route the Submariner belt through before I get the rest set up, or else it won't fit. Got that in. Now with at this point, I'm gonna use a new piece of hardware on the right one. My other one was starting to show a little bit of signs of rust, and I'm trying not to put anything rusty back in this car. I put in the back 2 bolts. It was pretty hard to get a video of it, so I just put them in there. It's just as easy as thread it through with the plate on the bottom. You're gonna wanna put the back ones in first before you put in the front ones. The front ones have a little bit more forgiveness than the back ones and a little bit easier, so you have a little bit more room to play and rock it forward and backwards. But all I did was lightly hand thread these in, and the seat is very sturdy in here now. So we're just gonna tighten all these down and we'll be good to go. We've tightened everything down in the front. Everything's safe and secure. The seat's only wobbling just as much as its body will let it. We now have to loop through the side belts right here. We've already done our Submariner and put in our back belts right here and then get it adjusted for our first passenger. Now we've looped the front belts through here. We have to wire them back up to this. This is made for an anchor. We're just gonna wrap it around our bar like we did right there. It's a nice, neat look. And you don't have to drill into this. There's nothing really foundationally good here to drill into, and we want to keep that angle good. So the first thing we're gonna have to do here is take off these loops, which should be pretty easy. Most bars are universal like this. You can usually buy them with or without these. They were actually the same price for me. I thought I'd get them just to have spares of those laying around. And you can do whatever you want with them. Reuse them for something else, reuse them for the side belts. And you want them to look like that. So there's a few different ways to do this, but this is the way I'm the most familiar with. The biggest thing you want to do is make sure you have yourself some excess. Make sure you set yourself up in a good position on the inside right here. I know this is kind of good for me. Then you loop it through the top right here. I'll kind of undo this and redo it again. So you're going to go through the top part, go over it again like that, go through that top part. So you should have it now, one on the bottom, one on the top. Now you're going to want to go underneath this part right here. So we go under through this, gotta pull some of the slack through. There we go. Now back through this right here. Back through like that. And then back through the top again. And you have tied yourself a roll bar harness. Now there's a few different ways to roll this up to get this out of the way. You can cut this like with a pair of scissors and then use a lighter on the edge of it and it'll actually seal the edge of it just like this. And that's if you want to go for that really nice, neat look. I may use these harnesses again for some other car at some other point. So I'm not going to cut these. I kind of just want to keep them the way they are. Got a little bit of excess I want to get out of here. This gives you the option to remove the harnesses at another point and put them in another car. Once you have looped these together, your harness is good to go. Now you're just waiting on a passenger to help you out to size this up. My Submariner belt's in, the lap belts are in, and safely secured to the sides of the car, and everything is good. Let's take a couple shots of this. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is a great and easy to do mod. It's something you can do in an afternoon. You don't need to buy both seats. You can actually just run one seat for yourself or for your passenger if you wanted, for that matter. It makes you feel more planted. It makes you feel more confident. I don't really advise it for a lot of street cars, but you know, if you're autocrossing your car or taking it out just as a weekend warrior, it's a great mod to improve the quality. It doesn't necessarily do anything for the you know, the butt comfort on a long road trip, but you get used to the seats. It's totally worth it. And I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, and see you guys next time.